Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Podcast with Avash. Like as usual, we have new guests for today. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and all of the descriptions are going to be in the description below. All of the information are going to be in the description below. So for today's guest, we have very interesting person. He's an entrepreneur. He's a stock investor. He has been organizing a lot of. I guess he's leading the Discord team for Nepalese Robinhood, and he's also I will not say, and he's also U.S. veteran, and he's running for NRN for I guess U.S. Nepalese Association. Non. So there's a lot of things to unpack here. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Ashish Sangroula. Welcome to Podcast with Avash.
Thank you, Abbas. I appreciate it for your time.
Oh, well, thank you so much for managing some time. And I have a lot of interesting questions to ask for you because I have been involving myself with the stock market a little bit in the United States. And there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of money involved, and everything is chaos to happiness to chaos again with every rise and dip of the stocks, bear and bull market. So I just want you to give a little background regarding your investment side.
All right, so let's start from beginning. All right, I was born back in Nepal on 19. I was born back in Nepal, so I grew up in New Zealand, where I spent my 6 years of my life. Then I came United States. So let's talk about now on a stock or investment on options or share how I did it, how I was interested in the stock market, especially US stock market. So there's always a thing that kicks you. So my first kick was my brother. He first told me that, hey, you got this not, because I was telling him do that and do this, but I never got into that. So at first I started with basic amount. At that time I managed my brother's account. He let me use his stuff, and I started trading from my brother account. So when I did that at first, there was a big challenge for me. So I was pretty down, because what I thought was, it's like, you just spend it and you're going to get 10 times, 20 times return. I was, okay, why not? Let's give it a try. At first I put $1,000. Then again, started asking my friend, and it went up to my more than that capacity that I could not handle it. So it went up to 100 plus and all those things, good stuff started going on. But at the time, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just randomly picking up the thing. Oh, it's cheap. Let's put it. And luck worked. Beginner's luck. It worked pretty well for me. I was up 400, 500% at the time, where, I was like, no, I'm not going to do anything for the rest of my life. This is me. I started to think that I'm going to rock and roll. And then at the end, it started falling down. And now I didn't know what to do. At first, I was making a good amount of return and all those things. And I went into the market without learning anything, like what is stock market, why. I thought it was kind of gamble. I thought that you put money and you get returned back no matter what. But it didn't went that well. So I started losing first 100%. Out of 500%, my 100% was down. I thought, oh, I got 300% return. That's not a big deal. Then started doing it. Then I lost, and I was minus 90% of my whole investment within 2 months. And that was really that's a beginning thing for me. And later on, I'll go ahead step by step according to your question, how I overcome it and how I did it. Unless you want me to go ahead now.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a little bit more background on you because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things, as you said, that was just the beginning trial of you stepping into the stock market. But I
Right,
want to let people know that you are you are pretty much doing full-time investing in the
right,
stock market in the United States. And you are also organizing, I think you are leading the Discord team of
right.
5,000, I guess, members most of them are Nepalese, probably
Mm-hmm.
others as well. But there are 5,000 followers in your Discord channel that you
Right.
provide, I will not say anything we talk today is not investment, I guess, suggestions, more like educational
Right,
information. So you provide educational stock information of things that you are yourself invested. A lot of people follow you. A lot of people get educated by you, including myself. When I was introduced to you through via friend, say, oh, follow Nepali Robinhood in Discord, and I'll send the invite, and then started knowing about you. You were uh, giving a lot of suggestions, a lot of educations, and everybody are involved. So this is such a teamwork, but you are
right.
also working. How many like how many people are there in the Discord channel to begin question with?
So so in Nepalese, Nepali Robinhood itself in Facebook, we have 13,000 plus members,
Mhm.
but in Discord, we have around 5,500 members now, and it's growing day by day. But here's the thing though, in Discord, it's not just about stock. We do stock, forex trading. There's a different channel where there's a coupons every day. What's going on in the United States? There's a news channel that you'll get first news whenever it's out right after 2 or 3 seconds. And there is a crypto channel where there is our experienced traders, experienced brothers. They're helping, all the plays on cryptos and everything. So at first it was by myself, but later on, when young people saw it, like I'm contributing that of myself, that much for a free service, then they started thinking that why not? So
Mhm.
they came together with me saying that okay, we want to help as well. And when I look back them, they were so much experience, so much, been doing trading for 10 years plus, and they never found a platform,
Oh.
to go and show themselves or go and help them. They have that mentality to go and help people, but they don't know how to, and there was no point. Either they're gonna trust him or not or her. So we got a lot of things there, and yeah, I'm admin of those, so I have to organize and manage
Mm.
all those sometimes comments come, good comments, bad comments. But right now I think we are the first Netflix channel around the world where we do everything in one Discord. So there's a tax person who is providing free tax consultation, and he's a CPA. He is giving his time on this PG taxation, free tax consultation in Discord. So that's another plus point. That's another plus kick for us. And they are volunteers. They are young like us, like, who is youngster, and they don't charge. They
Mm.
are providing free consultations. They are providing links. They are not saying that do from me. They are saying, they are helping every individuals, So that's kind of like a big team we got there. And even with taxations, even with some of your, I'll say, crypto things, which is next booming stocks, options. We are
Mhm.
providing forex trading. Like there is and the free coupons. You get free Amazon coupons or whatever. There, everything there in one place.
Okay,
And
I've been
it's
I've been
yeah.
only
So
looking at I know about there's free crypto and other tabs, but I've been only looking at basically in the stock side. I did not even know
right,
there was like tax services and other people helping out like voluntarily, and
right,
I guess it works in that sense. Like if everybody's in it and everybody's trying to help out, you get filled in with a lot of information that you never had, and it's more like
right.
educational and to uh, teamwork to learn by each other's mistakes and each other's gains. So is that how
Like
it has been going?
right, right. So basically, how it's going is let's say we got members, right? I got everyday questions, so we got a that's got a chat room challenge, chat room day trade and swings channel where everyone comes with different kind of where they've been stuck. Especially, I'm so glad that I can help people whose account has been hacked.
Mm.
They don't know enough resources. They don't have Nepal, Robinhood phone number, which I found it, and I got it, and
Mm.
I'm helping them with the direct phone number, direct email. I never tell them to send me their account details,
Yeah.
but what I do is provide them step by step, staying in phone and all those things. And sometimes it makes me feel proud that not helping making them money, but they are telling that, oh, we can't sleep because our account has been hacked and all those
Oh,
things,
that's
and they
that's
don't know what to,
that's
and
insane.
they don't know
That's
what to
a
do.
lot of people's. That's like life savings.
Right. So that's another thing that keeps me kicking, like, hey, you have to be there. It's, I'll say, much more about I'm more into helping, helping society. It's about because in United States there is one thing. It's not like other countries here. If you have capable, if you are capable, you're gonna get it.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. Like if I teach you something, I'm not gonna feel that, oh, he's gonna go above me, because if you are capable, no matter what, nobody can stop you if I teach you or not. Because this is a country where you can grab any opportunity. That's what I think. And I know people, I've been seeing people who is, getting a lot of help from our group, and them, so like I'm gonna say 10 to 20% above me. And I'm so proud, like
Oh, that's
wow.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So they're doing great, and that helps. And like you said, they are getting benefit from there. It's not about how I say it. Like
Mhm.
the point I put there is I buy it, then only I put it. Hey, I bought this one. I'm targeting this one because of this.
Yeah, and
So
yeah, just by looking at your work, I'm just evaluating. You basically invest and you say, okay, I'm in, I'm out. You're pretty, like, frankly, more open than I thought you should be. But
right, right,
that's, I
right,
guess, that's how you roll with your accounts. And basically,
right,
you inform, like, I'm in here, I'm out here. You put a stop limit. You have a lot of investment that you spread out. So I guess today's podcast is really going to be informational for a lot of new investors or even
right.
old investors, that you
Mhm.
can be in the team and try to get more information regarding what is missing out in stock, I guess, stock investing. So,
Right,
as you said a little earlier, you started with your brother's account and
right.
you rose up a little bit and you fell down. That pretty much sums up my, I guess, my experience. And it has almost felt like it's almost like a gambling, but it's not. And you got to have that feeling like you should not gamble with it, but eventually
Right.
I do, and I'm crying out once in a while. It's like,
Yeah,
why? Why- there's a, I guess, a lot of times you invest when it's like on top and you sell when it's at the bottom. It's like opposite of what
right,
a lot of people should be doing. But I guess it works with our human psyche of what when you're losing or
right,
when you're gaining, of being greedy, or when you're losing, being fearful. So
right.
how did your I guess stock market educational journey start once you started losing all of those
So
investments?
what happened is after I lost 90%, now I had only 10% left over. Now that was my point for me. Like now what? I can't I could not have make money working outside that much. I lost because I used to trade different way. I thought that money just comes. I'm saying in stock market, you put it and you just get it. So what I did was I started paper trading, like find my strategy. Like what kind of strategy is gonna work for me.
So what is paper trading? I think it's I guess you
So
are.
it's a yeah. So paper trading is basically you trade, but with not the real money. So the
Oh.
money will be invested in the account, but you can't, like you study in Weibull saying you want to trade with 100K. That's 100K is a fake money.
Oh, so it's
It's
more
not a
like
real money.
practicing.
Right, right, right. Practice, yeah. So I started to find out my own strategy, practicing with fake money. Now
Huh.
I already knew how I lost it, but now I don't know how to gain it. At first, it was just a beginner's luck for me. So what I did was starting paper trading, read books, went to a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of different people, seeing here and there, and now the big challenge was for me is how you gonna sustain in the market.
Hmm.
So now I find out one strategy that works for me is to sustain in a market, stay in the market, don't get out. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I don't know how to work it out. It was so big challenge for me. I was months, just figuring out what's now, what
So
what is the market.
when you were doing this, were you working outside or were you just fully involved in this?
No, I was giving up, hour or 2 hours of time every day for at least videos. And so see, and the tricky thing, when I drive, people play music. I play some educational videos,
Hmm.
especially psychology. Emotions always plays in trading. So whenever I'm driving, I'm so concentrated that I'm concentrated in the road, and I do multitask, which means like scanners will be playing on my back in a radio, or in the car
Uh huh.
music system. So So I was speaking, I was listening all this good stuff, like what is emotions, why emotions is important while trading, So all those things, they were, while I'm driving, I was listening to that as well.
Mm.
So every time, whenever I got time, besides my work, I always listen, like see what does other people say, to combine all together and find my own strategy. So now I started to see everywhere where I go stock. Everywhere I went, I see stock. Now,
You almost give a lot of people, it's like you dream about like the chart is like every time it's high, it's like,
yeah,
oh, every time it's low you feel fearful. That's like it's
right,
everything is peaks and valleys.
right. I agree. I agree. So here's the tricky thing. So one day I was going, I think it's called Bed Beyond and Bar. No,
Bed
no,
Bath and Beyond.
IKEA. No, IKEA.
Okay.
My bad. IKEA. So I went IKEA to get my furniture for my house when I bought it last year. Then I saw Blink. The Blink charging station, right?
Uh-huh.
Where the Blink is used for EV sector charging vehicles.
Okay.
So now, as a normal person, it will be like, oh, it's just a charging station. But for me, it was not a charging station. So at the right time, while I was with my family, I started looking up Blink. So I knew of Blink, but now it got more attention in my head that what is Blink? Why I see this charging station here? What is potential? So I went
Oh,
dig and dig and dig, and 3 days I went it like not straight up, but every day 2 to 3 hours I was digging. What is Blink? And I told everyone, hey, now Blink is different. So I posted, if you go back and see Nepalese Robinhood, I posted that, hey, Blink, keep eye on Blink because I see it everywhere. It's going up. Its fundamentals are good. They are charging station. New administration gonna do really good. And it went from $4 to $45 after I said
that's
it.
10 times, tenfold.
More, yeah, 40. That's a lot. And it's. I'm saying it's like sometimes we don't know what's gonna work. So for that time, why it work is because I'm onto that. So I thought that why Blink like
Okay. So
right.
basically, you started from being inside an app, looking at
Mhm.
stocks and like looking at news, and then you started looking around you, around the
Right.
market, the commerce like that's happening around you,
Mhm.
and you saw a product and you saw their stock, and you found out there's potential to grow, and
Right.
that's when I guess that's a really good way of investing rather than just
Right.
sticking to the app and hoping things would go up, is looking around, doing an actual evaluations of
Right.
companies of potential to grow, something that are growing, startups or anything that has potential to rise, and you are like, oh, ta-da, this is the
Yeah.
place I'm gonna drop, and it went big. So
Right.
congrats for that. That's a good
Yeah.
evaluation.
Yeah. So that's kind of stuff came after. So let's go back now.
Uh-huh.
How it came out, let's say. So when I lost that money, I was listening, I was driving, listening, parts and parts, doing it. Now my first point was to find out the strategy. What kind of strategy gonna work for me? So how I knew that I used to see a lot of now the first thing I started is news. If I get news before others investor, then if the news is heavy and it's potential news, then yes, 10 to 20% options, I mean stocks pretty much goes up because of a good news.
Hmm.
That's the main thing that blows the stock. Technical, yes, technical we need it, but first thing is news. What's coming up? The investor need to see something. So the news I put first priority. Now I study which company I ever try to buy it for long term or swing. I follow their CEOs
Hmm.
first because CEOs are the key. We know, like, see Tesla without Elon Musk. Did they follow Elon Musk? Not a Tesla. Tesla is a good company, but who is the CEO? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who is behind it? So I started to follow there in Twitter, Facebook, and all those social media. And then next step is now I started to free subscribe the new channel. At least one or two news you get. Now those things started. Now I need all those, subscribe channel technicals, read charts, you read graphs and like
Oh.
find support and resistance, what is scalp, all those now stuff. Now I started to learn after I lost my 90% of
Okay.
portfolio.
How long ago was this that you began?
So it's 2016.
So it's 7 years now.
No,
Oh,
16.
six,
No, for 5 years. Around 5 years.
5 years. Okay. Uh,
For five
well,
years,
that's
yeah.
still five
Yeah.
years. A lot of information and a lot of time to be involved in stock market. Basically,
Right.
let me tell you my background in stock market. Well, I downloaded the Robinhood app that was suggested to my friend. It's like, oh, it doesn't cost anything. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
let's download. Put my $500, and few months later, it's ta-da, and it's gone.
Right. No, I think it happens. It's so it's so sometimes like sometimes it's more about how much time we put it in it. So let's say let's go back to Nepal. To pass just SLC, we get prepared from 8, 9, and 10, 3 years just to pass one exam, right? I
Mm,
mean one SLC board. It's the same thing here in stock market. We don't want to invest our time, but we want a return.
mm.
That's not going to happen because remember the the strategy is already told by us by our grandfathers that you need to read to pass the exam. So here we're not investing time to know about the stock market. We just following crowd saying that somebody comes and says, hey, buy this. Okay, I'm just gonna put it. Now, do you even know that person, or did you even went and looked in a Google? Everything is in Google. Just type it, and you'll find out what's company SEC filings. You know,
Yeah.
who is investor, who is insiders, how many insiders, how many, you
Insider
know,
trading.
yeah, and how many institutions bought, institutions have holdings on that company, and all those good stuff. We can look at it in Google, just 5 minutes, and it will give you a brief idea like what is the company about.
Yeah, for a lot of investors, I guess they stick to one app. I used to. Nowadays, I changed
Mhm.
my tactics, but still, you get lazy. You just use the app, and I'm like, okay, I'm
Right.
doing this, and turn your mind off so that I don't get like nightmares every time it goes down. But the way I set up is I set up like few stock, I guess, chart
Mm-hmm.
websites. So
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo News, I guess not Yahoo News, Yahoo Finance, Google Finances, FinViz, and other are really useful tools as well. And I guess Webull had the uh,
Right.
level two, I guess, information, which is pretty
Right.
much the real time. I guess there's like
Mhm.
2 second delay or something,
Right.
and those are really useful. But sometimes if your tactics isn't right, those might be the extra information might be even more harmful, so that anytime you see a little blip down, I'm like, should I sell? Anytime
Right.
you see a little up, should I put more money? So it just as you said, controlling your emotion is such a key factor in being in this business.
See, I agree with you on this emotions part because psychology is main. I would say one of the main strategy or one of the main cause that's gonna harm you while you trade. Because let's see psychology how it's gonna affect. For me personally, what I used to do is when the stock market go down, doesn't go according to my plan.
Hmm.
Now I didn't used to use stop loss. What I used to think is like, oh, I just saw it at $2. Now it's $1. There's a big gap. You know what? I'll put another money. Now I get rowdy. You know what I'm saying? Like I get aggressive. Okay, now the stock's gonna do that to me. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the down, but is it gonna harm the others? Yeah, it's gonna help them others to make profit, but not for me
Hmm.
because now I'm going aggressive. Aggressive trading sometimes could be worst enemy. So
Hmm.
you have to control emotions. And now sometimes when I bought it stuck at $1, OCGN, I think Ojes Supreti, I mentioned him when it was 40 cents, and even in Nepal revenue that hey, let's keep this one and forget about the account. So I bought in one of the account. I manage a lot of accounts, here
Mm,
and there because I don't keep on my name. So my wife and all those things, I do that stuff.
mm.
So it's more diversified, and I know which account to look when. So I left it there for 40 cents, and it ran up to $13 after a year, and then it went up to 21. And I thought that okay, it's the right time. $19, I'll be out. So remember, the 40 cents I could have spent $500,000 at the time, but so sometimes that strategy works as well because when the fundamental. My expectation was $1 plus, but I got lucky that I didn't know I had that stock.
Oh,
Unless,
sometimes that helps,
unless
right?
yes, unless the Oasis, he calls me and says that, hey, what's up with that stock? I was like, oh, let me see. I went back and find out because I keep a log of my, stocks, what I did
Yeah.
and what I bought. So I went back and see, oh yes, so this is the user password. I went to the account and saw it. I was surprised. I was like,
Oh, it's
is it?
almost like finding Bitcoin for you.
Yeah. So it from 40 cents to that $21. That surprised me. I was like, this company has this much potential.
Hmm.
But my expectation was just to be double, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so it's 40 cents, it will be 80 cents. That covers my, basic. I use that as an insurance.
Mhm.
And I use that money as, okay, even if it goes down, I was willing to lose that money. That's why I forget about it.
Yeah, one thing
So,
about stock market everybody keeps on saying is only invest that you can afford to lose.
right.
And if
That's
you
how I agree.
if you I guess if you invest selling your stuff that you are essential, your livelihood, you are definitely in the wrong business because you will lose and you will win, or it might just be you will lose. That's
Right.
and that's not something you can afford with your livelihood.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. What happens is the people or the members or the traders, what they do is, I've seen traders that especially why, okay, let's say now agreeing with your point, why I started to volunteer, why I started to contribute myself in Nepali Revenue and Discord and all those things. Now let me explain. That question is related to this, so I want to add while you actually already mentioned that. So when I started at Nepali Revenue, I think our Negan bro he already had opened the page. So when I started, there were around 800 or 900 members, and I was saying is everyday loss. And my point is, yeah, we while we are in traders, we lose money. It's not that we always win, but are they losing by knowingly or they don't know it? And why it's happening? Why it's happening with the community? Then I started to volunteer, and he made me admin within 2 days because he know he thought that he found a dream, something like he always tells me that. So okay, then I started a live session here, and even we did live session with New York Compost. Well, they have 17,000 members, active members there.
Mhm.
So and I started to volunteer, like sharing my experience. Why? What are the stuff that's going wrong? And I find out that maximum of the people they were just investing money, rent money. So so now why you invest money of your the money that you want, or the money credit card, the money you got it from credit card, it's worse investment
Yeah,
because the credit card charge 12 to 13%, and average return for investment in overall is 8%. If you make a 8% overall in a year, you are called up. That's a good investment return in US market. That's what the average is. And now you are already taking percentage of 13%. You are already losing 5%
yeah,
because minimum credit, credit card goes 12, it starts from 12, or it might be lower for good people, but I'm talking about average. So
yeah.
now
Do
you
not use your
know
credit card for but getting stocks.
no, yeah, and they were using a rent money and all those things. And now remember, they bought a good stock, but it didn't went on their well. But it is good for long term. Now they need the money to pay the rent, or they pay the household expenses, or something that they need for day to day.
They
Now
they
they
were
have to
like,
tell that.
yeah, they were like fully hopeful that this is gonna turn out. I'm gonna double it. I'm
Right,
gonna triple it within few months, and that's the expectation. And
right,
when you go that way, you are looking at very short term trading. You're gonna lose it, and you're gonna go away from stocks, and
Right.
that's game over. And that's a lot of people, unfortunately.
I've seen that, and again, now see, like you said, now when it's a month due, they have to pay the rent or they have to pay the car money. Now, how they gonna get it? Yeah, they might have few coming in, but they need to fuel their expenses. So now they sell the same stock, potentially stock for loss. And after they sell it, yeah, it has time already came to go up. And now they say, oh, after I sell it, it went up.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So always, always keep the money there and always invest how much you can afford to lose
Mhm.
or the money you don't have to need it for certain time so that make that's another strategy I'll say before entering into the market is know what kind of strategy you're going to use and how much you're capable of holding or how much you are capable investing.
Mhm.
So for that thing, I did actually because people were saying that we don't make money on the stock market with just less money, less investment. So I challenged myself starting on 2020 January. I think you saw it as well, the $5,000 challenge. Did
When
you
I did see
saw
it,
that?
I did not know it was you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So, so what I did was I started on January 1st with the 5,000 minimum on a Weibo.
Mhm.
So my my profit rate green was 28 days till this year. But this year I was able to strike, I think 59 days straight win.
That's amazing. That's
And going
I don't know how
and
you do it, but
and showing it in your life, like showing it exactly every day. Okay, this invested, this in out. So 59 days, I was going to make it 2 months, but I could not do it on the last day. So it went to my plan. But 59 days, spent it with, I started 5,000 and I end up with 8,951. So my thing is, see, we can make money with lower
mhm.
investment as well. It's all about, you get the return how much you invested. So if I'm investing 5,000, I cannot expect 5 million because my investment is low. So what I say for new trader is go to percentage. If you're investing 5,000 or 1,000, if you get a 5% to 10% return, that's a good return.
Mhm.
Don't go on the volume, don't go on the amount, go on the, because we can see, even my friend, few friends, they do millions
Yeah.
and but I don't get on there. You know, I don't do like, okay, now they got a millions. Oh, okay, I'll be a million as well. No, because that's, they have capacity to lose that money. But for me, I have to sustain in the market. This is my passion.
Mhm.
Trading is my passion. So no matter what, I have to do it. There's something that you love that thing. So that's me. I got love into this trading. So no matter what, even with a dollar, I'll be always keeping that dollar in account and always be trading, no matter what.
So,
So
yeah, right now, especially just to let people know, the market
mm,
sucks. Well,
right, right.
it's not saying like I invested in the wrong thing, but basically there's something happening with U.S. U.S. federal government and U.S. markets where it has been doing a really crash landing after crash landing for I guess the last couple of weeks, and everybody's been really curious about the Fed policy of quantitative easing and so on. So for you to be fully involved in this sector and to know like okay, the crash might be coming and it might be for not just a little few weeks, it might be for months and years on end if things go wrong. How does that make you feel?
So I've been telling since 2020, and I've been reading articles as well. So since 2020, first day, I was telling everything, the economic crisis. This is not economic crisis because this came from a virus. It's not that they don't have a job because of the not job available.
Mm.
It's because of the virus that they cannot go to work. So there's a difference thing between this economic process and the 2010 and
Mm.
18 crisis. So 2020 crisis, remember why? Because it was the job were available.
Mhm.
It's just that people didn't go for the work. So economy now this year is growing up, and the job count, it just came last week. It came to 675,000 something, which was expected 730,000. Now people are going back to work. You know what I'm saying? Because the job is there. It's not about there's no job. The job is there. Yeah, federal, federal is providing money and all those things. The
Yeah.
bonds is up,
Those
and
those are like insanely unpredictable, and we
right.
can just be like, oh, because in United States there's a lot of issues with federal
Mhm.
government printing money, the bond market going up and down
Right,
unexpectedly, and what else was new? I guess the interest rate was one of the big
right,
factor. It's like it's almost near to zero, which
right,
is I guess that's a manipulation in federal level,
right,
but that's what investor we have to deal with it. But anytime they think about raising the interest, the market crashes, and
right.
that's
And
that's
I
insane.
right, I agree with you. And if this continues, like end of the year, this administration should be we should be seeing, not if not this end of this year, but next year we should be seeing back same. We should go back to normal, because remember, it's Fed supporting the all
Mm.
the US companies that are providing loans and all those things. Yeah, but this is US.
Yeah.
They have pretty much, they can control pretty much the market one way or the other. The
Mm.
bonds is up, which was 1.72, and it's getting back down to 1.6 10 years bond.
Mm.
Which was the reason that in inflation, the Fed is trying to say that 2%, they're not gonna get let go increase up to 2%. So there is no chance of hyperinflation. And the other thing is housing market. Remember, in housing market, we are not down because we still have 2.3 million houses below the average we needed right now.
Mm.
So we're not going to build that up within 2 3 months or 2 3 years. So it's going to take at least 5 years to at least fulfill that gap. So housing market, I don't see anything wrong with that. Bank, yes, with the Fed interest rate, they didn't went well, but
Mm.
next year they're going to do good, because now when the business is back and all investments are getting back to normal, we already see the economy is rising
Mm.
one way or the other. It's only and even like last year, the stock market was up, yes, because of the people investing. And now I don't see what is the crash
Mm.
right now. Yes, it's gonna happen. I believe in September, August, September, till August, September, I'm really bullish on the market side.
Mm.
But on August, September, there could be little bit changes which kind of come up in a tech sector. So tech sector got hit because of the bonds
Mm.
on this last week. Nasdaq, it got hit 2-3%, which is normal, because remember, the on 2019 or 2020, it went really up. So correction of 5%, at least 10%, I think, if you call it correction, but 5 to 6% backing down market, I think it's not a
Yeah.
big
I
deal. But because
almost yeah, I
yeah,
almost feel like the correction that's coming up next is going to be a little bit more than what we expect because I think I've seen a chart of usually trends of market going up and down, and the next one is everybody expects it. The next one has to come because it has been going up for a steady, and I almost felt it a few months back because a lot of the stock got really high. A lot of the
right,
market was rising a way too high, way too fast, and we got this crash, which was expected. But in the overall trend of a decade-long market, I guess yearly or decade, the
right,
the market almost is at almost a peak. I don't know if it might go bigger because it's in 21st century, I guess 2020, but there is a little feeling with everybody investors that okay, the market it does need to come down a little bit. It does feel a little inflated, but I guess not. I don't know. Do you have that feeling like it's in little too much than it needs to be right now?
not really, because we are improving as well.
Mm.
Because if you think about market, it's supposed to be 5 years back, then what's the point of increasing?
Mm.
We are getting good technology. We are doing a lot of good stuff in different field, investment. So the market has to go up, because if it stays low, then we are back. We are back to that situation again, where the investors are going to spend something money on a new sector or
Mm.
new investment. So yeah, economy is going to go up, because the market is a whole world is improving.
Yeah, I guess
Now we are
the
seeing,
last time I think if I remember,
mhm,
the last time it was really stuck was also due to like global wars and global
yeah,
instability. And anytime
mhm.
there's instability, the stock market is the most volatile thing.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. That's why 2020 was one of my best year to get
Mm.
some of the good value stocks. Like I bought Boeing at 80, and all those good stuff. I bought it. Neo was three something.
Mm.
I mean
Oh,
all
that's
this.
good. New went up really big, and it kind of went down,
Yes.
but it will go up again
The
eventually.
NCCIB, all those things were 2020 was pretty good. And for as an investor, a trader, 2020 was the one of the I think one of the good year we could get. Then now, because now it's kind of market going back to normal for me, because
Okay, that's good.
people say, yeah, people say that, oh, it's not going up and up. But remember, before 2019, it was not like that
Mm.
volatile how it happened in 2020. So 2020, the stock market went really good. Those went hit up, hitting everyday highest and all this thing. And
And then
people,
Corona.
mhm. And even with the corona, like
Yeah.
the corona hit the long-term investor.
Yeah.
So let's say that's the way, people say, oh, want to invest in long term and you're gonna, do good. But for me, I will say is long term is good as an insurance, but you need to have, swings and day to day as well, like which proved in 2020, because now the investor were not happy with me because some of the investors were not happy because they were saying that, oh, this is a good time for you guys, but not for us. I was like, yes, because now they have to sell because the Boeing they bought it for 300, 200, something plus.
Oh,
Now
it's gonna take
80,
forever for to reach that. I mean, at least a few years to go in that
right?
level.
But see now at that time we got chance to get it 80. So they were so this kind of stuff happens. So I always say that manage 3 or 4 accounts where one you buy, and they're saying that always buy your insurance. Insurance is like you say, you always have a long term so that and dividend paid stocks, so
Hmm.
that ETFs and options as well. Because sometimes remember when the market goes down, you need to go aggressive on the market to cover that loss. If you are a trader, full time trader, so
Can you
sometimes yeah.
explain a little bit about the insurance? I've never heard of the insurance thing.
So insurance is how we call insurance policy is, let's say I'll give you an example. Let's say you are just doing day trading
Mm.
and the market is not helping you, stop loss and all those whatever method you use is not helping. Now you have already invested in long term. Now there is a money always in profit.
Hmm.
In long term you don't go down. So you can sell some of those and grab the opportunities when the market is down and that's gonna up for swing calls
Mm.
or ETF. So ETF is like dividend, the good dividend paying company, um, buy that stock and leave it there. So the dividend, don't reinvest dividend, but put it there. Either way, if you get in good price, you'll be making money in the stocks as well as in dividend you get as well.
Mm.
And insurance, other way I'll call it, some people do short sales, but I call it is if there's two way of making money options. You want to do if you have a stocks and that the stocks you bought is, let's say I bought a stock for $1 today and it went $5
Mm.
and I get the money out now. That when it's $5, that the stock is not that value, it's manipulated, or it just went and it's gonna go down. Then
Yeah.
you see, you look IV and all those technical part on options and buy a put. So you know, either way your stock goes, either way
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
be,
The things you are
yeah.
informing, well, for audience, it might be useful. Right now, I'm just looking at, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anytime
Right,
you go
right.
to put and other options, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely lacking a lot of information on that. But I guess there's multiple ways of not just making investing in stocks, but there are different ways of learning about put or learning about option trading, which has been really famous right now. And there's always option to short, but from everyone I know, everybody says don't short, and
Yes, yes,
that's so much risk in it.
right.
It's the same thing that happened to GameStop. That, oh my God, Do you know what happened
Yeah.
with the GameStop when every news media was hyping up that thing? That morning, when the GameStop actually, I never knew about Wall Street bets or anything at all, so I was completely
Mhm.
unaware of those kind of uh, Reddit, I guess, discussion groups. In the morning, I woke up, I saw the Reddit rise like 80% or something in the morning.
Right.
So it was at maybe 10 or 30, 13 or $10. It was really, really low.
Right.
So
Right.
I put some money in it. I slept for a few hours. I woke up, I made like a few $100s. So it was in the
Right.
beginning stage of the uh, I guess GameStop when it was just
Mhm.
about to rise, and I'm like, I made $200. I sold it,
Yeah.
and after one day I see it, went up 10 times, and
Right.
I'm just crying there. It's like, why did I sell?
No,
I regret it till this day, but I never knew there was such groups because a lot of people made a lot of money, and those kind of like tenfold time increase happened to me a few many times because I was always right on the heels of it, but I
right.
always like, that's not properly it, and then it goes 10 times. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
No. Yeah, so that happens actually. What happened was, so GameStop, I posted, no, AMC, sorry.
Yeah.
So the day before it rose, I posted, if you went back and Netflix Robinhood, so my target said that's called luck. So I knew about Wall Street beats a little bit. They were trying to
And
go
there's
against
like nine, I know
nine
how many
million.
million, 9 million
Yeah,
people in
nine
that
million.
team.
Right. So we posted it, and I posted the AMC at, I say, okay, 235 for 5 plus, because they were planning to sell one of the building on UK to to make the business running so they don't go bankrupt. So that was the news I followed and told everyone to invest. So
Oh, so you were going more intellectually, factually about the market, like how is the
AMC,
AMC?
right.
You did your proper market research, but you were pretty much unaware of what was going on behind the scene.
Right. So once it went, so we bought it at 235, and I told everyone, like, group, say that let's buy this, because now when it reached to $4.80, I told them, okay, now we need to get in, because now I got insights that these people are
Yeah.
it's called marketing the stock.
Yeah.
So okay, then we got in $4. That night I told everyone, okay, let's get in. I didn't recommend, it's not financial advice, but I told them that I'm getting in for $4 as much as I can. So I went all in. I told my wife, put our savings. I told my dad, all
Oh, you
those.
went
I
risked it. You risked it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm going all in. Sometimes that kind of risks helps. I was like, okay, I'm going all in. So I went, and I wake up in the morning. I sold mine at $14. My wife was like, I'm not selling. I'm like, so you already making money. Why do you want to sell? And she was like, oh no, I'm not gonna sell it. Okay. Then she sold at $25. I was like, damn. So all of my other friends sold at 25, no, 20 to $22. She sold everything up for $22, and I sold mine at $14. And I was
Oh
like,
my God. Well,
that,
still, $14 is way. Think about,
and
just think about, I guess the seven, eight folds.
right,
AMC was at tenfold, and it went up
mhm,
twice, three
right,
times. It was
3 times,
moving in that direction. I feel sorry for the people that bought it on the way top, and that's the
right,
same thing almost happening right now with NFTs.
right,
Uh,
NFT, right,
yeah, I think it's I see a big potential in NFT, but I don't know. Right now, I'm invested in some art companies, but I kind of missed out. And same thing, I missed out in this
right,
one as well because TKAT, it went
right.
up like 11, 12 times. I invested right at the beginning too, and when it went
Like,
up, I was
right,
so happy. And next morning, everything sold out, and I sold it at loss. And the next day, it started to rise up again. I'm like, what is this?
yeah.
Uh,
So the biggest mistake with tech was I got in and out at 23, but
ah.
now at 26, when it went to 26,
Yeah,
my
I
scanners
mean,
are hitting up.
yeah, like you don't
Right,
suppose something, some stocks that's at I guess $4 initially to go at
Right.
20 and still rise up. You don't expect it.
Yeah.
And the news was just like the NFT, non-fungible tokens, which is more
Mm-hmm.
cryptocurrency based asset, I guess, cryptocurrency based way of treating digital arts to be
Mm-hmm.
able to be sold. I can't explain it. It's confusing for a lot of people, and it confuses the hell out of me. But
Right.
the NFT is a new way of looking at art and selling digital art more,
Right.
having an authenticity label to it, and a lot of companies started just saying we will do it, and the stocks rose up, and that's
Right.
same thing happening right now. Is few of the stocks is like now with the market crash, it might have been manipulating, but that's like you never know what the news is. So to make it together is like these are all different things that are happening in the market. But for
Right.
you as a tactics, when you see like these kind of unusual events happening, and how do you plan out for your basically? Okay, just tell me how many stocks do you invest as a new investor, and how many stocks you are investing at a time, and something that you can manage.
So that actually depends. So I always try to diversify my portfolio, but only 50% I'll diversify, and 30% of the portfolio I always keep as an emergency fund on the back,
Mhm.
so that when I get the deepest opportunity, I'll grab it. So for me, if for me and suggestions, or what I'll share my experiences with the beginner, always try to diversify only if you have a volume to invest. So let's say you have $1,000 and you are diversifying on 10 stocks. The return could be 5 to 10%, but is it worth it or not? That's the another thing. For me, I would say yeah, diversify. So again, you start up the bottom up. But how long it's gonna take? More than 2 3 years to at least grab double it or something,
Mhm.
because you don't have volume. But if you're starting with $5,000, then diversify, $1,000 on each stock could, give you 10%, which is $100. That's built up.
Mhm.
So for me, I will depends, but I mostly have 20 stocks that I do most of the time a day, or at least I buy it for swing, long, sale, and all those. Like I would say total transaction as a volume wise,
Mhm.
yeah, it will be 20 to 30. 20, I will say 20 minimum, but sometimes it has gone to 30.
Yeah, that's diversifying is one of the key feature of any investors, and any big
Yeah.
investor, small investor. Everybody should diversify and say like not put all of your eggs in one basket, uh,
Right.
which I am guilty of doing once in a while. And all of these investing every day, you invest in
Right.
tens of hundred, maybe hundreds of stocks sometimes. At the end of the year,
Right.
how does your tax look like? Tax or all of the bill statements that you need for your tax look like?
So so how tax works is, you have to always have that whenever that 30%
Mm,
I always put inside, that's for the tax money as well
mm,
at the end of the year. Because, and remember, so how I manage my portfolio is sometimes I take, at the 6 months or quarterly basis, I'll take the money out,
mm,
and there's different way. Sometimes I've invested in sometimes my account could be differently minus, at the first quarter, because the transaction I'm doing could be from my wife's account, or
mm,
my parents' account, because I always try to do from different accounts.
mm,
It helps me. It has helped me, doing that, so I don't have to. If I don't want to watch one account, then that's fine. But for my personal account, so I always put 30% of the amount on the side if I have to pay taxes or anything,
mm,
and I use that as emergency fund as well. So always there's the another thing. There's e-stocks, you make $5,000 profit, but that's not all your profit.
yeah.
Even I'm saying realized gain, because now you have to pay taxes if you don't have loss.
Mm,
And even with the loss, there will be a wash sell rule that within 30 days you buy and sell semi stocks and all those things. You're not gonna get that loss. So stocks, it's easy, but if if you just get in and out, that's fine. But if you want to be, doing this for a long time, these are the factors you need to consider, because it's small things. Tax at the end of the year, tax, the money you make might not be the money you make, because
Mm.
let's say you make 100K a year, but and you're expecting, 100K. That's not 100K,
No.
because you are paying tax on top of
Yeah,
that.
it's at least if you're in short term, it's going to be at least on what you're making. If you had a regular job, it counts
Right.
probably 20 to more, according to your
Right.
investment or in your profits, and depending on your portfolio size. There's a
Right.
lot of tax stuff everybody smacks their head in the wall for. And same
Right.
same with the cryptocurrency. Are you invested in cryptocurrencies?
Yeah. So recently, so that's what I do in weekend. So that's why sometimes I get not complain. My wife is like, why don't you go and get a full-time job? Sometimes she's she's a trader as well. So I teach her trading. So it's good for me
Mhm.
because she knows it. So but the thing is, on weekend I do a crypto. And
Okay.
crypto, I'm not I have a basic knowledge in the crypto, but I listen to my friends on Discord, and I go and look for it. What's the reason to invest in it?
Mm.
So crypto is basically, um, it depends. It's all dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, all crypto goes up. Because if
Bitcoin is
Bitcoin
like a
goes up,
face of crypto.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like Tesla for the EV sector. Tesla up, all EV sector is up.
Mm.
Tesla down, all. So simply, I think the main focus is on Bitcoin. That's where the market is determined. Is Bitcoin up,
Mm.
all other coins
So
are up. If not,
for I guess you are, I would not say completely new, but pretty new for this sector of cryptocurrency. So I just want to know your reaction. Like, what did you expect, and what did you think cryptocurrency was?
so cryptocurrency, I invested on Bitcoin when it was 3,000.
Holy cow, you went on early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
rich guy
invested
right
when
there.
it was 3,500, or still I was in the military time. That
Mm.
that time I was in military. So I invested, okay, let's invest. Me and my brother actually, we invested couple of cryptos on 3,500. I mean Bitcoin, and one in 14K was the another investment we did, but we didn't sold. So if you go on Discord, when crypto was 20,000, 25,000, I told everyone that you guys might be thinking me crazy, or I'm drunk, or I mean, whatever drugs you want to tell it, but it will go 50,000 at least. I told them every day, because I was so deep into it. I didn't know that Elon Musk gonna be investing and all. I didn't know that,
Yeah,
but I
Tesla's
knew that.
investing in crypto, and a lot of
Right,
companies are already doing it, and now it's more. A lot of companies have avenue open because Tesla invested.
right,
So I'm like, what were we doing? And I always take it Bitcoin as a like a digital gold. There's
right.
I guess 27 millions. That's limited
Mhm.
amount of coins, and other. I know a little bit of Ethereum, and Ethereum is not just a coin, but I guess
Right.
it's more like an internet technology
Mhm.
2.0. So the internet's it's like a smart contract or something written in the codes, and there's currency, but there's a lot of computing going on with that
Right.
Ethereum, and there's other many coins like a few thousands coins, and you don't know which to invest in, and that's a whole stock
So
market
right
in
now,
itself.
yeah. So today, so if you ask me for particular today transaction, I invested on ANKR. So it was listed on Coinbase yesterday. So
Oh,
we bought it at, yeah, zero point 0.9, and we sold this morning at 0.18. So that was today's trade for me.
oh, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, so it went well. So
Oh, wait,
and
0.9 to 1.8.
no, 0.9 to 0.18. So it was 90 cents. It was double actually.
Oh,
So it
no,
made
no. 0.9 to 1.8, I think. Because if you
no,
are.
no, no, zero point 0. My bad. 0.09.
I was like, wait, you went 10,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
90% down, nine times.
no, no. So because
Math.
that thing was
Who needs
listed,
math?
yeah. So so because what happened was they were in the Binance.us,
Uh-huh.
and they listed that one in Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. So there was this his name is Sagar. He mentioned it to me, and he told me this is the reason, and it will go up. And I do technical analysis. What I was doing, I saw big volume, and price it last night it went to 0.18, and it dropped back
Oh,
because there was a massive sell off. So now I knew that there was a profit taking, and I
Mm.
sold some last night. Again, I bought this morning because now volume is picking up. The gap was filling up,
Yeah, the
so I thought, why
Coin,
not?
yeah, the Coinbase thing is it's a little bit. I really don't like how much charges they make out of
Right,
every time
right,
you
right,
sell. So it's not like we're used to Webull and Robinhood selling stock
right.
at not no charge at all. But at
Mm-hmm.
Coinbase, it takes like point 0.5 or 0.25. Coinbase Pro, actually, a lot of people don't know. If you have a Coinbase account, move to Coinbase Pro. It's
Right.
cheaper, and you can just log into Coinbase Pro with the same login. Yeah,
Right.
Coinbase Pro is way better than Coinbase.
Excuse me. And you can transfer your Coinbase amount to Coinbase
Oh
Pro
yeah, you
as well.
actually have to transfer the amount. It logs in, but you have to transfer the coin account with, I guess, no charge. And
Right.
I even opened an account in Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
I just opened an account. I think my
You
all my
never use
needs
it.
were basically Coinbase was enough for me. I just wanted to know what's the new I guess new type of coin. So, I think Binance is one of the biggest one that has a lot of holdings,
They're
a lot of
right.
coins.
So because Binance, so here's the thing, crypto also works similar to our trading
Hmm.
because remember, Webull and Robinhood doesn't do much of the OTC market. So TDM rate,
OTC and pink slip markets are
right,
basically the really cheap market that can make you rich and make you poor instantly.
right. So I have got a few of my, that's the another thing where I will say it's buyout. Sometimes the company you get lucky sometimes because one of the company I think I invested when it was 0.001 TNXP or TRXP something, and it went up to 0.06. So that was a pretty good investment.
From
Um,
where did you invest that from? Binance?
no,
Oh,
that was from
oh wait, OTC market.
TDM. Yeah, so Thinkorswim. I think it's called
TDR
the, yeah,
TDR America.
TRXP or TNXP. No, TNXP is still on. This is still listed. I'm TRXP
Oh, I
or
mean the
something like
platform. Which platform did you?
that. But Thinkorswim, TOS,
Oh, I'm not
TDM.
familiar. Oh, TDR America did.
Yeah. So that one. So that was the another big chance on that one, and so sometimes the other day the signal it went from what 0.05 to $78 because Elon Musk tweeted, and it was not the stock from
Oh,
the
the Signal app.
yeah, yeah. So it
Holy
was not
cow.
even yeah. So it was not even from the so one of my friend, couple of my friend, they are Nepalese. They went up to million and more, and they were calling me. I get I didn't share the personal information, but I get their all
Yeah.
those screenshots and all those because they know
You'll be
that
like, oh, I made few people rich.
yeah. They were like, okay, because I didn't enter in it
Mm.
because uh, I didn't thought that it was that worthful. But at the end, they took risks. So there's always one saying, teacher, teacher,
Mm.
they never get rich or they don't go up much than the students because students trust teacher and they go up, and teachers, like sometimes they just lay back. So
Yeah.
that's what happens to me sometimes. It's like, student does really good, and I like that way,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And the way I feel you are doing it is really educational and really informative for a lot of new traders, and you are not just doing it like, oh, I'm putting money here or there. You are basically being really informative of what you're doing and
Right.
things you are investing in. And I'm gonna put the description on the Discord account in the I'm gonna put the information in the description on YouTube as well. So let's leave the stock for a little bit and go towards your another background. I want to go back to a little bit. Can you give a little bit of history of your time in the U.S. Army, as you are the
So,
currently veteran?
so U.S. Army, I didn't got so U.S. Army, I got enlisted, and all those things went well, but I have to got out pretty quick in 19 months because of the medical separation. So
Mhm.
I really wanted to stay so bad, but we had to come. All the big people have to come and tell me that no, you cannot stay. And I cried actually because that's every Nepalese. I wanted to go. in Nepal army as well, Nepalese
Yeah,
army as well.
Nepalese, a lot of people from Nepal, I guess, to be honest. Not everybody, but everybody feels like, oh, we can definitely, if we enlist in U.S. Army, we can make it.
All right.
We're built for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I went the same way, but it was not, my journey ended pretty soon with the army. But so they separated me medically, and it was honorable. I had a good times experience.
Mhm.
So army, I will say I didn't got learn much, but I learned discipline, which I was already was, but it's helping me in trading. Be
Mhm.
disciplined. Be disciplined is the key. Safety. There we had other safety, but here safety I use it as a, I can trade. I can put
Mhm.
that experience in trading, saying that why safety means like, are you able to lose this much?
Oh,
Is your trading,
you are combining your
Yes,
life experience in army with the, I guess, the discipline that you need for
right.
trading. And
So that helps.
oh, definitely. And I'm gonna like I know your experience, even though it's short, is really meaningful, and a lot of people are going to the army, and a lot of people are trying to invest in. Would you suggest like people say for a lot of people in Nepal, even though in your short experience, do you feel like people from Nepal who wants to go into U.S. Army, is it worth it, or is it what
Sure.
kind of
So
education do you get in there?
that's 100% worth it, because even when I was hurted, I sent more than 60 Nepalese people from my community to the army. So it was my personal, they didn't know whom to talk. So even I was in bed rest, I went with them with my crutches and all those things,
Mm,
took them, and army appreciated. They were like, "Why you here?" I was like, "I'm here because these five people, Nepalese people, they want to go army." And they were like, "But you could have just called." I said, "No, because I want to there, I want to show them that, you know,
mm,
I got hurt. It's not because army did it. It happens. Sometimes it doesn't work, but
mm,
definitely best choice to go army. Why? See, there are a few. I'm not talking on, but my experience. Why it helped is, army pays for education.
mm,
You get all this clearance when you got out. This clearance help. Top secret clearance. That top secret clearance with SCI, psychology, polygraph, all those. That's doing, it's worth it like a PhD in
mm,
this sector, because now you can work for big government companies, which pay good, and see, you get a free, education benefits.
mm,
On top of that, they provide you citizen, and on top of that, now you serve the country. Now people. The main thing is the culture,
mm,
especially people who come from Nepal directly here, has not been to other countries, and they don't know US. They're gonna know United States in and out within 6 months in the trading period that they cannot know in 10 years, because
mm,
remember, they meet people from all over the states. They meet different, different religious people, different religion, different kind of, accent. Even, like, the accent matters. East Coast and West Coast, their accent is different, and all this goody stuff you can get as a combo in military. And I think it's really good to go, and they treat well. There's a respect, discipline. I love it, man. I'm telling you, I wish I could go back, but I can't. But this is really,
I guess
that's
you really enjoyed your stay there.
yeah, I
I've a
did.
lot
I
of
did.
yeah, I have a lot of friends and family in the U.S. Army
Mhm.
as well. I'm not planning to go anywhere, but anytime meet somebody, I feel like, oh, okay,
Right,
they're
right.
doing really good and they're really having fun. Okay, I'm gonna pivot you again
Mhm.
towards your recent venture, trying to run for an NRNA board member. So can you? I have heard of NRNA. I'm not
Mhm.
uh, I'm not a member, but I think they have a lot of value in the United States for Nepalese people
Right.
and throughout the world. So can you just explain to us what an RNA is and why you are running for it?
So NRNA is non-residents Nepalese Association. That's so it's divided into three sectors. ICC, which is international, NCC is national, and chapter is with the state board. So how so what's the let's say NRNA. So NRNA is fighting on behalf of us to
Mm,
get we can have a property in Nepal. you know, we can get honorable visas, and we need to charge domestic stuff when you go. They ask for IDs. We don't have a we call
Yeah.
Nepalese citizenship. So when we show our passport and it says we are born in Nepal or we are Nepalese, we need to pay domestic fares and all those flights and everything. So they are talking because I'm here doesn't mean that I don't have a love for Nepal. I was born in Nepal. Even outside my house, I have a flag of Nepal in the United States because
Mm.
that's where I was born, and I
Yeah, just
served
I
United
guess
States.
you move in here, you being a citizen of United States doesn't make you not be a Nepali. You are always like
Right,
culturally, your background is Nepal. So Nepali, just being in United States, just having a citizenship doesn't mean you are not part of your motherland
right,
or mother home country. Culturally, everybody's there. So
all right.
I guess go ahead with it.
All right. So see, they are fighting on behalf of us. Now, individually going and talking doesn't help. But if we, have a group, or like a group of people, we're supporting one person and we make it representative, and he goes and talks, or as a group they go and talk. That helps. Like, and this time is the biggest membership drive we have is 21,000 members. They became from United States, which before they used to have 10 to 15,000. It's growing up, and we're seeing youth empowerment. Youth are coming in the front because there's a lot of bad saying that, oh, NRA doesn't do that, doesn't. But my question is, why don't we go and see it? You know what I'm saying? You go and give it your best and see it. Is it like that? Because sometimes media could be, you know, sometimes they miss out the stuff, or
Yeah.
sometimes the things are not written. Sometimes the things are hidden, which cannot come out, and we can't expect everything. So this is kind of association, Nepalese association. They are helping people. They got a helpline. They got a help desk. They got a student task force who, they help for the international students who come to the United States. They don't have anything, or they are in some kind of problem. They will,
Mm.
even if they don't solve it, but they know the way. Where the people are in different. Now Nepalese people are in different. They are in states government. They are in the federal government, and all those things. They can like say, oh, I'll do it, but they can help. They can show the process. They can, they can show the systems. Okay, this is how it works. So these all kind of things can be done by whole one organization.
Mm.
But we are missing opportunities. It's just because we're not going to ask for it. And if you don't ask for it, no one's gonna get it.
So
So
I'm gonna be a little bit like
go ahead.
the reporter in the
Mhm.
news. Like, what what is in you that the people right now who is running does not have that makes you a capable candidate to be a new board member for an RNA? Or in other words, what are you gonna do for us?
So here's the thing. For me, I'm not gonna say that, oh, I go there and build like a another bridge from here to Nepal. No, that's not gonna happen with me.
You
What
better.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do, so that's not me. For me, I'm kind of practical guy given the background and
Mm.
everything. So for me, why I'm going is now youth. Youth is not getting much participated in NRNA. Why? Because nobody listens to youth till now. Why? It's one way our fault because we never went there and so
Mm.
tell them that, oh, this is what we're facing. So for me as a board of director, I'll be in the board, and I want to be that person where the youth can, local youth, like not
Mm.
the chapter, not organization, the local youth comes and says, hey, we're having these issues as a community or as a chapter, as a youth, we're doing this one. Can this be listened by NRNA or by president or by the board and help us? Now I'm going to take that word and put it on a board,
Mm.
because if they don't know, then they can't do it. So I want to be like a filling. We say that in stock, fill the gap.
Mm.
So I'm trying to fill that gap, distance between the our older generation and a younger generation.
Yeah. So right now, just because I've
Right.
been here 12 years in the United States, and I may have been involved in A in I forgot the name. It's in Minnesota, so I guess it's part of the NRNA, but it's there and it's trying to help. It's trying to be useful for, I guess, in every state there are people, but I always felt since like NRNA is not something I commonly hear, it always
Right,
feels like it's a distant board member that represents Nepalese in United States, and it
right,
as I guess through the government as well. It's I guess a communication device to talk to Nepalese people. It always felt like it's up there and it's not represent. I would not say it's not representing. It's hard to take common voices that you hear, common problems to the board member. It's I feel there's a big gap,
right,
and that's not maybe that's always been there in a bigger organization and the regular
right,
people. It's like the middle gap is always a big problem. Nobody hears the middle people, and that's I
right,
think is happening here as well. Uh, as your in your case, you said the youths are not being represented. The youths are basically the bigger population in the United States of Nepalese students.
right.
And what is it that the organization can do that, of course, Nepalese people are Nepalese students and Nepalese communities, families are, of course, facing a lot of problem in the United States in their stay here, and a lot of they don't know where to talk to. Sometimes it might be visa issues, sometimes it might be passport issues, and you have to deal with
Right.
Nepalese embassy, which sucks. I would say
Yeah.
everybody hates Nepalese embassy in the United States. They suck ass. So, like,
So,
what are you gonna do? Maybe those kind of little problems from everybody.
so what I've been hearing from presidents now is they are trying to put a physical address, office as an office in different location.
Mm.
So let's say one in Chicago, let's say one in Texas, and here where the physical people works. You know what I'm saying? So when that happens, I think the NRNA should, you know, actually it is already a resource center. They got a hotline, they got a resources there. But people not trying to reach is another thing. And when they reach out, they are not getting the help. Maybe that's why they are saying that NRNA doesn't do anything.
Mm.
But there should be a person to emphasize and let them know, hey, people are trying to reach out us, like NRN, NRNA USA, like they want to reach us. Let's hear them.
Mm.
But again, I said, young people goes with one agenda, and the older people, or my respected elders, they don't know that idea. They don't
Mm.
recognize that
Yeah,
idea
they don't
because
face the problem. Lot of
right,
people who are here say they never were students, don't know the
right,
problems of students. People who come here as a student don't know the problems of immigrant, like other DV holders or any other problem. So there's a big chunks of people with different backgrounds of their personal life, how they came to United States. They have no bridge to talk to each other, and they're just like, he came that way, she came that way, and there's sometimes happy about it. Sometimes there's issues with it, and there's a community individual problems, and a lot of things are more common than what we think it is, and that kind of brings a problem in the future. So
right,
there's definitely need to be talking about it.
right. And I think that will be my that's my on my one of the list, that at least now the first step. What I want to do is let the young generation know that even I have a career, I'm studying career, I'm young, but I can contribute, and I
Mm.
can work, and I can make things, like things work out between social work and my career. Then everyone can do it. My first step will be, you know, let's get youth on the place, and then we put our ideas there, or from, like you said, from the students who comes here and say that, oh, okay, we need this kind of help, we need this kind of program organized.
Mm.
The people like students, they are going to praise, and they don't have even they have resources, but sometimes they don't know whom to talk, because let's say I came from Nepal, I don't know anyone here,
Mm.
then who to talk? I don't know whom to trust. So NRNA could be that.
Mm.
In US, that could be that, saying that, hey, call us, we'll help you out.
Yeah,
It's not about
most of
giving money.
this thing, at least the initial phase of
Right,
getting settled into United States had been mostly provided by, I guess, universities. They are trying their best for students, Nepalese associations inside the universities, but the all big Nepalese associations in United States and NRNA seems to be pretty out of the picture in this kind of problem. And
right,
yeah, that can be something you can help improve.
right. No, definitely, definitely. We can do that because there are resources. There are a lot of resources that we don't even know, and it's not being utilized inside there. So there are a lot of resources we can do it. We just need to find out, and that's there, and we are not reaching out. Now NRNA can be, that again I said, that person or that guidance, or that can be their, our
Backup.
main.
Just be a informative backup. Yeah.
Right, because when the person comes to United States, they should know that, okay, they need to become a member of NRNA. Why? That's because why we have more than 300,000 population in Nepalese population, I guess, in United States, and only 20,000 of them are members. Why? Because they don't see yet, what we have, what we provide. They don't
Yeah,
see
I'm a prime
now.
example. I've been here 12 years and I'm still like, what is this organization? I've never heard of it as the program. I
Right,
always hear, okay, gonna say they have money and they spend it on lavish parties. So that's the downside. I'm like, I'm gonna say straight, what the hell are you guys doing? So
right,
it's like
right.
we are like, I guess you have money, you can spend your own budget, but if you're collecting it from the local funds, and we often hear there's like there's big parties and they're spending a lot, and
Right.
there's one person is trying to outbid others like in hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to ask for vote. It's like you remind of people from like Nepal is like all the sucky ass politicians. Like, don't be that. You guys
Yeah,
are way better than like guys should be doing a lot better than the sucky ass politicians from Nepal. So what is it, instead of saying like us normal people saying what is it that you can do, I guess it should be more like, if we have a problem, if Nepalese community have a problem, are you guys well situated enough so that you can help, so it will be easy for us to communicate. So that, I guess that should be a big agenda for NRNA, is be capable itself.
right there. And the other thing of NRNA is it's international. We can use the resources not just in within the United States. We gotta, we got so many international. We have in New Zealand. I was pretty involved in New Zealand as well while I was living there with the
Mm.
NRNA. I mean NRN New Zealand. So the point is here, this this when the COVID the situation
Right.
arrived, we didn't know, or we didn't have an emergency,
Mm.
backup. So that's the another thing we need to focus, because pre-COVID, COVID, now post-COVID is coming. So how we gonna? That's the another thing on my list is how we can be a resource pool, what we can do, like like resume
Mm.
preparation or finding a job, helping people who are graduating. What can NRNA do post COVID, who are gonna face challenge again? Yeah, we're gonna face challenge again. No matter what, if it's job related or if other cases. So I think there should be an emergency team and an emergency fund, which which should be there for some kind of like COVID crisis,
Mm.
COVID virus thing, or any emergency could happen. So
Mm.
we don't know now. We see 1 year the everything was shut down. So I think that will be another on my
Yeah,
list is
I'm going to suggest one more thing that you guys can probably put it is, I've been hearing a lot of problem with Nepalese people in United States is a lot of people come here, are in their own Nepalese group. We
right.
kind of uh, go to school together in Nepalese group. You don't actually accumulate or assimilate with the United States or American culture. And we
Right.
feel like, oh, if we are in a group in Texas, there's a lot of Nepalese. I want to go there. But if you have to live on some rural part, say I was in Missouri, there were not many Nepalese, so you have to assimilate. And it was sometimes it's hard for a lot of people, and they feel alone. They feel like they're alone in an where there's not many Nepalese people. You feel
Right.
culturally alone, and a lot of times there's mental problems or mental issues. I
Right.
guess everybody feels that being far
Right.
away from another country is probably uh, an RNA. If you are in the team, maybe organize more programs. I don't know how to do it in COVID times, but
That's definitely
having, yeah, with the I guess with the American assimilation with the American culture, as like volunteering, helping out in American society, as well helping out in Nepalese own society, if anybody can. A lot of times the American culture, like they do it, is like paint the house of old lady. Yeah, because the community comes together, do it. So those kind of programs need to happen more often with Nepalese teams, Nepalese community doing those for Americans as well as Nepalese. So or inviting Americans to do it for Nepalese people. So just those kind of community interactions, which kind of increases the friendship with people here.
Right. No, I agree with you. Definitely see, here's the first thing. The people from Nepal, we don't see, we don't speak English down there.
Mhm.
I mean, we do, but we are not fluent, and it's still, still we
Mhm.
suck. So still I suck. I've been out for 20, 14 years. So, but the first time who is coming from Nepal to here. So remember, when I went first time from Nepal to New Zealand, it was hard for me because I didn't know single word what they say. Especially they speak fast. See,
In New Zealand, what do they even speak?
they speak English. So,
Okay.
but so I don't know. It's a mix of Australia and British and European. That's so mixed up that you skip the words, so it all
Okay.
goes in small words. But see, those kind of thing right here as well, same thing. Because when the people come from Nepal, they could be highly educated, highly on different level in Nepal. But here, as USA means you start again. They
Mm.
have to start from the basic. But I have seen people who's been struggling to find a way to write to, write a resume, or
Mm.
how to write a resume to apply for a job. Because and when they do, sometimes the writing is different. See,
Mm.
it could be different, and you need to know how to be specific on the tasks, or how to be specific on responsibilities and everything. Those kind of things we can do it every month. Like,
Mm.
those could be help for the newcomers. Like I'm saying, as a who came as a green card already
Mm.
professional. But if not, with even the students, like they they might have issues with English. They
Mm.
might. We don't know. I'm not saying everyone. They are all perfect, but there are always exceptions that somebody is always missing out. So we can provide like a culture. We can give them, hey, every month we can say how things works. Like a basic stuff. Gathering community. Like, okay, do a Zoom. We don't have to go in community, but let's create a Zoom meeting. And from
Mm.
experience person, I know there are a lot of experienced person in the team that they can provide. Okay, this is the first step we do. This is the second step we do. These are the places where you can go and contact. These are the people whom you want to go and reach out, and they will help out. Because I have seen, trust me, when I started the joined the Nepal Revenue, and we recently collected 2,500 for Taple Zone fireplace.
Mm.
It collected within less than 24 hours, and it's still people are calling me saying that, why you stop GoFund, just let it go. So people wanted to get out and help,
Mm.
not just for funding, but they want to get and help the people. But how? That could be NRNA. That could be the resource center.
Mm.
So now we could be that organization where everyone can come and connect, and we can provide the data, or we can provide the resources. Okay, here's the people resources
Mm.
that that will be helpful. And for me, when it comes to Virginia, I live here, but anyone, if I come in that resource part, I'll be easy to help. Because
Mm.
I got pretty experience in all the backgrounds, management, and all those things, living in different countries. So that kind of thing, we can put it there.
Okay.
And if that helps, then people will definitely, when they come, they will become first member, saying that, why? Because I need this organized. That could happen in the long run. I don't know, it's gonna be this year or next year, all those things. But these
Yeah,
are
at
the
least
things.
have it in agenda. It's just something that's good for everybody, and nobody's gonna be like, oh, let's be an organization that doesn't help people. Like the
Right.
biggest help people need in America at least for Nepalese in the United States is, I think, primarily is the way of communication, because
Right.
there are
I agree.
resources. We just need to connect those, and
Right.
that's more vital than a lot of people what they think.
Right,
Yeah.
agree. Because remember, and there are different things, like we can be connected, to the schools or the students
Mm.
in Nepal and the students from here, and do a multicultural, exchange whatever they're learning here and whatever they're learning here once a month, like students
Yeah,
interaction.
like just think about it.
So, for example, people from Nepal, all of the students who are planning to apply for United States in Nepal, or who are eventually coming to United States, we never had that discussion of people. They never. Uh, ha- I guess taking my example, like 10 decades ago, we
Mhm.
never got. I never knew like people in the United States how life was. I came here and I discovered it. A lot of hardship in there, a lot of interesting things. But nowadays, a lot of people do it through their family or people who live here, try to get to know their life in the United States. But that's not very common either. A lot of people
Right.
just come here and they just discover like, oh, this is America, and
Right.
lot of problems, a lot of issues that comes with
And
it.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
mental thing,
yeah.
emotions, comes into play. And I think NRNA is that organization which is all over the United States.
Mm,
They have a chapter president, they have a chapter vice president, everything. And especially youth, like, we can teach our kids our culture.
mm.
And recently they have established book, and I think they are establishing a
Hmm.
classes, Nepalese classes. So where Nepalese, teacher gonna teach them
Yeah,
every
just
month.
having I guess some parents that want their children to learn at least some Nepalese, there's
Right,
an option. You could teach it online nowadays. Who
right,
everybody's teaching online, so that can be taught throughout like all the United States students, or something can be done. Even there's a way to connect, I guess, establish in Texas, like that, it can be divided into various cities or various places. Everything is connected digitally. So all of these things can be accomplished. All of the problems needs to be accomplished. And right now, I don't know what their agenda is, and you are definitely heading in the right direction. And I applaud for you to
thank
be
you,
going
appreciate
that.
that, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I wish you best of the luck. And I don't know when is the election and all of those things happening.
So I think it could be in June. So when all these um, all this verification stuff, and they have to organize and everything, prepare for the election. So
Mhm.
it will be in June most likely. But I'm saying that this year, if we at least 4 or 5 youth come in a different title or different post,
Mm.
I'll say, in a NRNA, then next year there will be a lot of youth movement, and it could be changed. The way we are doing, remaining in bylaws with the laws of of our organization, we
Mm.
can do things in different way, learning from our leaders. Because see, leaders can only do what they heard or what they hear it. If they can hear it on the grass level, that stuff is going on grass level,
Mm.
sometimes president might not be aware of that, because that things to be put on the board while the board meeting is happening, so that he knows the issues. So my concern or my specific post is, I'm trying to get that grass level information
Mm.
or issues to the board,
Yeah,
so that board members knows that what we are doing.
yeah. People should. Uh, it should. What I'm just saying is like it should be a lot better than what it is now,
Right,
because the lack of information of what the board does is still ambiguous. Like people don't know what do they do. Do they? We just hear like they do good things. What I don't know, and that can be the information connection highway can definitely be a lot
right.
better. So we talked a lot about from stocks to your little background on your army, all the way to you running for NRNA, and I want to thank you a lot for your time here.
No problem. I know I have been keeping you holding for a long time. I'm so sorry to things. So my wife is pregnant, so it
Oh,
gets a little bit. It might.
congratulations!
Thank you. So it's a first baby. Since I have my parents with me, it's a blessing for me. They
Mm.
take care of everything. But it's still, the parenthood is not. It's easy, but I think it's.
Uh,
I'm getting on that one as well. Getting experience on that one as well, I'll
oh,
say.
yeah.
So
From
so I
what
got
I've
busy
heard
on
from
things.
people who had babies, my little sisters, and all my family is be ready to wake up a lot late or wake up
Right.
anytime in the night. So that's what I heard about being a dad. So I want to thank you again. Would you like to give a little bit information about your Discord account and where
So,
people can or any email or anything that people can reach you about anything at all?
all right. So Discord. Discord link. I can give you a link so that people
Mm.
can join us. I'll provide you an unlimited link so they can join us, and I'll recommend everyone who has been investing, who wants to share ideas, they can come and join. If they want admin, I'll give them an admin. Whatever post they want, they can own the Discord. But let's be together as a team and help out every of us. At least provide education.
Yeah, I would suggest you to not give the admin.
No, I know tricks. There's one restriction. I'll put it there, but I'm
Okay,
just
little
saying.
bit
Yeah.
restriction.
So I'm saying is like, if it's not mine. It's
Mm.
our community. It's
Mm.
our community. We grew up together. Let's help individuals. I'll provide a link. I'll provide my resources. I'm providing my time. I'll do that every day because it's my passion.
Mm.
Trust me, market could be gone, but I'll not go from market. Even I lost everything, I'll be still in market. So we'll be providing all those things. Join Nepali Robinhood. There's a lot of good information we provide there on the Facebook page. We help us on charity things. It's all financial, everything. It's clear. We provide the details. Recently, we had yesterday somebody burned female, so I cannot sleep last night because I saw that. So I talked to my friends and they were ready to help. So we sent around 60 or 70,000
Mm.
Nepalese rupees to help her for recovery. But let's earn and let's give as well.
No, yeah,
And
definitely do that.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. So join Discord. It's Nepali Robinhood. I'll share you a link so you can
Mm.
post it there. And let's all be together and let's educate. I will not say let's make money, but I'll say let's educate. It helps us. And my education is for my retirement
Mm.
because I'm gonna work. I'm gonna start work sooner or later this month because what I need to learn, I learn from
Mm.
now till now, and I'll be keep learning. I'll be still in market, but now I need to focus on secondary because this learning was for my retirement. So 50 plus, I want to stay at home. I don't want to go work. So this is but I still want to explore. So I'll be starting new career. So I will not suggest you to go full-time trading, but trading can be done working. Trust
Mm.
me. 80 hours, you don't have to spend 80 hours. If you learn 6 months, read books because you got whole, what, if you are even 20, 30, you got a whole 20 years to make money. Why not you spend six months to reading it, knowing it, then you start investing. Market doesn't go away. Trust me, there is always another bus. There is always another train. There is always train in this station,
Mm.
no matter what. And the other thing is know your strategy. Let I'll put a little bit example here. If you are rock singer, then you can't play like solo. I mean the sentiment songs. So you need to know what you are
Mm.
first to invest. What strategy is gonna work for you? Let's say you are classical singer. You can be rock star. You can try, but is there a chance to succeed? No, so you have to compare, try both, try all the strategies, but know what you are good at, what you are best at. Trade trading, swing trading, long-term options, forex, crypto, try everything, but know what you best at. Then go for that and keep other as a side. Um, that's what I'm gonna say. And thank you and join us. Let's rock together. You know, let's have a happy trading.